46 low-fat foods for your dog. In this video, we are going to explore the best low-fat foods for your dog, and we are going to go deep into each and every single one of them. And later on in the video, I'm going to tell you certain things you should never feed your dog if you are trying to achieve a low-fat diet. Let's get straight into it. The first one is rabbit meat. Wonderful source of protein. We have 21 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat per 100 grams. We have vitamin B12, phosphorus, selenium. All those are wonderful nutrients for your dog. And this aids muscle maintenance. It's a very lean meat. It's a very low fat meat. And this is ideal for sensitive stomachs. So if your dog has a bit of a tummy sensitivity, rabbit is a novel protein and can work really well. Number 2, kangaroo, another exotic meat. Another of those foods that will work really well if your dog has a sensitive stomach or an allergy, because it's a novel protein. We have 24 grams of protein and 1 gram of fat per 100 grams. So it's a 1% fat food. We have iron, we have zinc, and we have vitamin B12. Again, we have a novel protein, and this will support immunity and healing. Number 3, turkey breast. This is not so much of a novel protein, but again, another low-fat food. We can go for turkey breast and skinless, and these will help us achieve the lowest fat percentage rather. We have 22 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat per 100 grams. Selenium, vitamin B, and phosphorus. We have another lean protein for muscle support and immune function. Vitamin B will support and provide energy for your dog. Number 4, it's venison, another game meat, another low-fat food, another low-fat source. We have 20 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat per 100 grams, iron, zinc, omega-3s, anti-inflammatories, absolutely wonderful. Again, it's a rare meat, it's a novel protein, it's something quite good. Number 5, ostrich, yet another novel protein, yet another food with a low fat percentage. We have 22 grams of protein, 1.5 grams of fat, so 1.5% fat content per 100 grams. Iron, vitamin B12, absolutely wonderful. This is great for dogs with anemia or low cholesterol, and it supports overall health and the heart sometimes if your dog is that way inclined. Now, there are certain things you should never feed your dog in terms of low fat. One would be rice, and this is something we see all the time. Excess carbohydrates turn into triglycerides, into fat in the liver. What do I mean by this? I mean that if you eat pasta or rice 5 times a day and you overconsume rice or pasta is very low fat, but you are going to put weight on. Why? Because those excess carbohydrates are going to convert into sugar. So whenever we are looking at low-fat foods, we have to look at excess carbohydrates as well as moderate fat. So I don't want you to get bogged down with this low fat thing. And by the way, you can get our free 10 commandments of dog health that you can download for free. Link in the description. This is a free guide that will absolutely help your dog. Carrying on, number 6, bison. We have 21 grams of protein, 2% fat per 100 grams. Selenium, omega-3s, again, anti-inflammatories, vitamin B. We have a wonderful source, lean source of protein. It's ideal for muscle growth and muscle maintenance. Wonderful source of protein. Anti-inflammatories, omega-3, and these will boost immunity. Let's get into some fish. Cod. Cod is a wonderful, yet another wonderful source of protein. We have 18 grams of protein per 100 grams, and it's about 1% fat. Yet another great source. Omega-3s, anti-inflammatories, selenium, vitamin B12. These will promote a healthy coat. Instead of buying salmon oil for your dog, cod will be wonderful all the nutrients, everything your dog needs will be within the cod. Do not buy salmon oil. It goes rancid as soon as you open it. Don't waste your time. Tilapia, number 8. 20 grams of protein per 100 grams and about 1.7% fat. Low-fat protein will help bone health and boost metabolism. Absolutely incredible. Let's get awfully, shall we? We go into turkey liver. We have 17 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat per 100 grams, so about 3% fat, incredibly low fat. We have vitamin A, liver, and anything offal, anything liver is so nutrient rich, is unbelievable. It's so beneficial for our dogs to get some liver into them. And by the way, you cannot just give your dog one source of protein and that will be everything your dog needs. What you need is a variety. What you need is to follow the whole prey ratios. Everything will be disclosed in the book that you can download for free. So all these are contingent upon the fact that you need to do these properly. You need to do this properly. So do not take all these things and just start mixing and matching them. They are just a guide and they need to be put together properly. All the links in the description for free. Turkey liver. We will support immune health and vision. Folate helps as well with cell division. Incredible source. Number 10, quail. Yet another novel protein. I am telling you a lot of novel proteins that are incredible for your dog. We are deviating from the chickens, from the beefs, from the porks. We want some novel proteins and some variety in our dog's diet. That is what really cuts it. 21 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat per 100 grams. Again, we have iron, vitamin B, and phosphorus. Incredible source of meat and protein. Lamb kidney. Let's have some kidneys in our dog's diet. We have 16 grams of protein, 2% fat per 100 grams. Iron, vitamin B12 and zinc, and this will promote or help promote blood cell count and metabolism. And again, low fat is gentle on the digestion. Whenever you are looking at low fat foods, we want easily digestible foods as well. We do not want anything too heavy because again, your dog's enzymes, these lipase enzymes, which are the enzymes the pancreas releases to break down the fats, need to be friendly. They need to be friendly fats. They cannot be very tough on your dog's pancreas, on your dog's liver, but that is a very separate conversation. We have done a full analysis on dog pancreatitis and how your dog's immune system works when it comes to low fat, and I will leave all you need to know in the link below and that will take you to the relevant video. Number 12, beef heart. We have 20 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of fat per 100 grams. Incredible. Number 12, beef heart. Again, another novel protein, something a bit more nutritious. We have 20 grams of protein, 3.5% fat per 100 grams. Incredible. 13, beef tongue. And this, yes, I know you weren't expecting to see tongue, but tongue can be very, very beneficial for your dog. 16 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat per 100 grams. Vitamin B and zinc, which is again another superfood, another super nutrient. We then go into duck, and this is without skin because the skin of the duck can be quite fatty. And again, we have 4% fat per 100 grams and 19 grams of protein. This is yet another great source, low fat food for your dog. Let's go into some exotic proteins if you happen to be in a part of the world that allows it. We have emu meat, number 16. This is about 2% fat. Camel meat or camel skin, we sell them sometimes in our branches. We own a chain of independent pet shops. We have 1.5% fat in camel. It's a very low fat food. Alligator meat or crocodile meat, we have 3% fat, 20 grams of protein. Wonderful. Goat meat, this is a bit more accessible. 20 grams of protein, 2.6 grams of fat, and again, a very, very lean meat. Great for muscle growth. I give my dog goat pretty much every single week. Incredible. Wild boar, not so strange, not so novel, but Again, a wonderful source of protein. 22 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat per 100 grams. Incredible. We have pheasant. Again, pheasant here in the UK you can find quite easily. I give my dog pheasant all the time. 24 grams of protein, 2.5% fat. Again, incredible. You do not have to be the same person that goes into low-fat foods and gives your dog chicken every single day. You can mix and match, and you can make your dog's diet a lot more appetizing and a lot more varied if you follow 2 or 3 of these. And this is going to be a game changer for your dog, because they're not going to get bored and they are going to get different nutrients, different vitamins, and it's going to be all beneficial. 22 shark meat. Controversial, but 1% fat. I don't really condone shark fishing, but it is what it is. We have octopus, 20 grams of protein, 1% fat. Incredible source of protein. And then we have sea cucumber. Again, certain restrictions might apply. It really depends how you want your animals farmed. But if you happen to have sea cucumber available to you in the part of the world you are at, 15 grams of protein, 0.5% fat per 100 grams is incredible, absolutely incredible. And by the way, if you are looking for a low-fat guide for pancreatitis or diabetes, and that tends to be the common thread why so many people search for low-fat foods, you can download our guides. And we specialize in nutrition. We own a chain of independent pet shops, and all we do all day, every day is help hundreds of dogs that come through our branches. And you can get the same level of in-depth analysis and recommendations so that you get to keep your dog or cat, in that case, for a lot longer, for as long as possible. So you can download all those guides below. Moving on, 26 turkey hearts. Again, 3% fat per 100 grams. Again, heart is a wonderful source of protein. Number 27, beef spleen. Again, if you are looking at 80% lean meats, 10% offal, of which 5% is liver and 10% is bone. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you totally need to download the free ebook below, because we break down the whole prey ratios in such detail that you absolutely need to know what the whole prey ratios are so you can feed your dog properly. You can't just give your dog chicken breast because it's low fat every single day. It doesn't really work like that. Your dog needs all the sources, and one of them is spleen. So beef spleen, beef tendons, once again, 1% fat, incredibly lean. Chicken gizzards, and these are 2%, about 2% fat. Incredible, varied. We want something different, maybe every day, maybe every other day. Incredible. Support your local pet shop. Quail eggs. My dog and my cat, especially my cat, will get a quail egg every other day. They are incredibly nutritious. They're high in protein, low in fat, and hey, it really does add the moisture that your dog or cat really does need. 1% fat, really good. Pork liver, not pork, because pork can be a bit more fattening, but we have 4% fat. That's really good. 19 grams of protein, different vitamins, different minerals. Chicken hearts, we go into chicken. Chicken is most beautiful bird that meat eaters have, because we eat chicken all the time. Here in the UK, we eat chicken every single day, and this is the same in America. And my public is about 50% of you are in America. So chicken hearts, incredible. 3% fat, absolutely can't complain with that. We have turkey tails. Everything gets used and everything gets utilized so that you and your dog can have a varied diet. 17 grams of protein, 2% fat. Again, wonderful. We have clams. These can be razor clams or any other clams, and again, 0.6% fat. Mussels can be another one. That's number 35, 1 gram of fat. You can go to prawns as well, or anything seafood that is non-toxic for dogs is again high in protein, low in fat, and low in calories. And you will know this if you are, like me, into fitness. If you are into fitness, anything seafood will be really high in protein, low in fat, and tends to be low to moderate in calories. But again, we want to get away from the rice, from the wheats, from the barleys. So whenever you look at your ingredients, at the bag of food that you have been maybe prescribed by the vet or whatever, always check that there's no rice, no wheat, no barley, because those excess carbohydrates are going to get metabolized, changed converted even into fat within the liver. So excess carbohydrates turn into fat. So we do not want any veterinary prescription diets. We highly do not recommend them. We strongly advise against veterinary recommendations when it comes to food, when it comes to prescription diets, especially from the big three. And we have done many videos on why you should not, in our opinion, go for a veterinary prescription diet. Moving on. Number 36. These are all non-starchy vegetables, and these are fibrous sources. Again, fiber will firm up the dog's stools and will fill up your dog. We have zucchini, a tiny bit of zucchini. I don't want any of these to make more than 5-10% tops. I would keep it between 3 and 5%, maybe, nothing more. We have zucchini, we have 37 green beans, again, lightly cooking them, pumpkin or pumpkin puree. Do not give your dog raw vegetables because they do not have the enzymes in the mouth to break them down. Always lightly cook them and make sure that they are either pureed or lightly cooked so that your dog can absorb something called polyphenols, which is what is so beneficial for their gut health and their gut bacteria. So do not give the dog raw vegetables. It doesn't work like that. They don't have the enzymes to break it. And trust me, I'm a dog nutritionist. Pumpkin, we have spinach, a little bit of spinach, a little bit of carrot, cucumber, celery, broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, and in number 46 is squid, which is, again, another novel protein. But again, do not give your dog more than 5% pumpkin, more than 5% carrot. Do not feed the dog like they are an omnivore and 50-50 or whatever. The primary source of your dog's diet should always be meat. It should always be a lean meat. 70-80% should be meat. 10% should be offal, of which 5% is liver. And I would highly suggest and recommend your dog gets a source of liver. It's so beneficial, it's ridiculous, and it's incredibly cheap. And if you are feeding a quality food already, that quality food will contain already liver. And then 10% should be a source of calcium. It's either bone or another calcium source, like eggshells or powder, calcium powder, that kind of thing. But I like to give my dog bone, even if it's like little shards of bone that come with his food. They come prepared. Promote and go and support your local pet shop. They will be able to tell you everything I'm telling you within 10 minutes, and they are wonderful. Always support your local pet shop. So absolutely, if you are looking for low-fat foods, there are so many things you can do proactively for your dog that first do not have to break the bank, because liver and tongue and gizzard and those kinds of ingredients are the byproducts of the meat industry we do not consume, we do not like, and they are widely available. So if you contact your butcher or you contact someone who will know where to source these from, you can get them quite inexpensively. So you do not have to go and seek conventional advice from the 2 or 3 different people that you know that are recommending just chicken, and you just feed your dog chicken and rice or chicken and spinach or whatever. And we see so many people that feed their dogs such a limited diet, especially when it comes to low fat, and when they are trying to minimize the fat they give their dogs, that they end up actually creating a situation where the dogs become severely deficient on other vitamins and minerals, and they are all over the place. We do not really understand how the dog got to like an acute sense of pancreatitis or a bout of diabetes or whatever. And this is because people do not understand nutrition at its core. excess carbohydrates turn into fat in the liver. If you eat pasta 5 times a day, if you eat bread 5 times a day, if you overconsume carbohydrates, if you overconsume foods, period, you are going to put weight on. However, protein is the most important macronutrient. Why? Protein has a thermic effect. This means that whilst you consume calories in the form of protein, you are also burning calories. This doesn't apply to carbohydrates or fats. Dietary fats are really important. We have 2 types of fats. We have good fats and bad fats. We have trans fats and LDL cholesterol, and there are 2 different sources of fat. And fat, for the sake of staying away from fat, is always a bad idea. Fats contain some of the most wonderful amino acids, some of the most wonderful nutrients you can have. So do not always look for the lowest fat possible. Moderate fat, moderate to low fat, low in carbohydrate, and really high in meat, really high in protein. At the end of the day, our dogs are meat and bone eaters. They absolutely require for us to feed them a high amount of meat. The zucchinis, the broccolis, the green beans, the pumpkins, all that needs to be kept to a very minimum, to a minimal amount in their diet. If you are looking for something like a cookbook or like a recipe book, we have done a recipe book that absolutely takes all the stress away from you having to source things from different places, because we made it with the belief that even if you are in a different country and you have an access to a supermarket, you can go into that supermarket and you can buy all the ingredients wherever you are in the world. So if you are looking for a recipe book for your dog, you can then swap and change different protein sources for those that will be available in your local vicinity, in your local supermarket, wherever you are in the world. And I will leave the link down in the description as well. I cannot emphasize enough how important this is, especially if your dog has pancreatitis or diabetes. And if your dog does have pancreatitis, diabetes, or requires low-fat foods, what I want you to do is take it very, very seriously, because those dogs who do not get treated properly and that do not get fed properly do not last long, sadly, because their owners fundamentally misunderstand how to feed them, and because they fundamentally mistake and do not get educated on the matter, the dogs end up suffering and they end up not lasting as long as you want them to do. And we want you to keep your dog for as long as possible. So please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.